I created the spiritual bypass because, not the spiritual bypass. I invented the spiritual bypass, people. I created this podcast called the Spiritual Bypass Hour because I am sick of talking about and thinking about politics, but I still want to connect with people who I think are amazing. And so this is one of those people. So we get to have a conversation that has not 1 ounce of politics and still is so juicy and yummy. So have at it. Enjoy. I am so delighted to have my very first guest, who is now a friend for several years. He's a participant in my Embodied writing workshop, and that's how we connected. And I have now been meeting with you every week in the workshop and gotten the pleasure of experiencing the best form of spiritual bypass there is, which is like this beautiful writing that you're essentially channeling into what you have created, which is called Coffeshop Angel Conversations. And you started this channel on YouTube, and it has now completely blown up in a good way. And I'm just delighted to introduce John Bailey. Thank you so much for joining me. How's it going?
Thank you, Alicia. It's great to be here. This is my first podcast too, so this is great for both of us and what we're about to do and share. So that's wonderful, and I'm excited to talk about what we've been creating. Every episode of my YouTube channel has been written in your embodied writing workshops on Mondays. I literally have not written one episode outside of that. Not that that's a rule, but that's just the way it's worked out. And so we meet for 2 hours and we do exercises for a half an hour. Then we write, and I don't have any idea what I'm going to write about. It just kind of comes out and flows, and then we read to each other, and I don't even edit it. I mean, I edit it for grammar, but not the ideas. It's written in pen and it comes out, and it's a matter of trusting. And it's kind of like the whole theme I guess we're going to talk about tonight, but it's kind of this flowing energy of stuff, and it just comes out, and it's hopefully it touches people. People seem to like it, but hopefully they will tonight.
Yeah, I mean, people to the tune of over 300,000 subscribers seem to like it.
Yeah. Over almost 1.5 million views and 300 some thousand subscribers. In the comments, people seem to be touched in a positive way, like it is reaching people in different ways. I don't know exactly, but it's hopefully, this podcast, I think I want to start doing some podcasts too. So I think this is kind of a jump start for me and you possibly.
I love it. I love it. Can you tell me what some people are saying as they're listening? We're going to delve into, more. Can't wait.
More like a lot of hearts and love, and some people say man a lot or thank you, various things. Depends what their religion is, but they seem to touch on any type of religion, and I love all of that. There's like no exclusions of anything, and some people just seem like they're happy or it touches them, I guess. Or some people are saying it kind of releases them, and I don't know exactly what they're feeling because I'm not talking to them, but it's kind of cool.
How about we jump right in and we hear a little bit of what you're up to?
Sure.
I think it seems like a good time to do that so that people get a sense of what the heck we're talking about.
Okay.
So let's jump in, and
All right,
maybe I'll cue some music as you.
There you go.
In the
Okay.
editing.
So this is an episode that I have not published on YouTube yet. So it's an unpublished one. And I wrote this back in September of last year, 2024. So shall I just start?
Yeah, jump on in.
Okay. A surprise tonight. Not the usual energy river. Let's try something different tonight. Let's stream the energy to everyone listening to this, wherever they are, whenever they listen. When and where doesn't matter. You matter. You're more than you know. Let's allow your mind to shift into neutral and just observe this session. Allow the energy of the energy river to wash over you in waves. No preparation needed. Allow the energy river to meet you in whatever condition you are at this moment. Allow the energy of the energy river to wash over you repeatedly. Wherever you are, feel the waves flowing to you. Feel the waves flowing to you. Then through you, the energy is a part of the energy river, connected to its source and all the energy that flows. You feel the party people's infectious joy, love, and awaken you, enliven you. You feel different, as if the river's energy is washing away stress, washing away concerns, and anything else. The river seems to release all of that. The river's energy simply releases the stuff we've accumulated that no longer serves us. Somehow, you feel a release at many levels, a release that feels freeing, releasing, freeing, liberating. You awaken energetically. The energy river's positivity feels contagious in a beautiful way, and then it happens. You feel energy flowing through you. The river's energy is flowing smoothly. You're grounded and connected magically without working at it, without doing anything. All of this energy just happened. A gift to you, a gift to all. The magic seems to happen when I visit the energy river, just like that. No matter where I am, no matter my mood, regardless if I am ready or not, all of that just happens. The energy river is flowing to you and through you, cleansing, releasing, freeing, liberating. You are now, you are here, you are free. You simply pause and observe it flowing. Feel how you are, effortlessly, connected and grounded. Seems impossible? It's not. Allow, try it, let the river flow. There's nothing for you to do. Simply imagine yourself at the sandy beach on the edge of the energy river. You feel the energy that often went unnoticed. You feel it now. Nothing to accomplish, nothing to achieve. Equal access to anyone, regardless of whatever you may think. Feel the gift of the energy river wash over you. Feel this magical gift release you. You feel it. You feel lighter, lighter, freer, and freer. Goodness, I say to myself. Is the energy river really right here to experience? Yes, yes it is. Mythical, magical, you feel it. Your inner spidey sense becomes enlivened. Yes, you know it. The energy river is a river that flows. No prerequisites, no preparation, no being ready or not ready. You feel the energy freeing you to be now, in this moment, to surf the only wave you can surf, the current wave. This energy of the energy river seems to lessen the importance of yesterdays and tomorrows by releasing magically, by being freer to surf the only wave I can surf. Then I realize it. I feel it. I know it. That's who I am, a creative force of nature, free to create on the current wave, thankful for yesterday's lessons and celebrations, so I can be here now, feeling the energy river. Surfing today is a gift. The experience of the energy river is a gift to free you into the wave of now. You feel the infectious positivity, the independence, the connectedness of the party people, their energy, that positivity seems to flow in the river. Their positivity is in the river. You feel it. You feel that beautiful energy. Over time, it feels like there's a new you, because there is. Regardless of what you think, regardless of what you think you deserve or are ready for, it just happens. The energy river is magical, and the magic was given to you. You pause, confused by the whole experience, yet it happened, and it will be there. Experience the energy river one day at a time. Allow the magic. It's real. Peace, John.
Woo! Yes, it's so good, John. It's so good. At the beginning of each of our classes, we do an embodiment practice, and it changes your state. You know, when you are scrolling and scrolling through the doom.
Yeah.
It's like it's a state changer. And when you read this, it's like an embodiment practice. It changes your state. So I noticed that your words are a transmission.
I feel different just reading to you. I feel different while I'm reading to you. And your class is right. When we do those exercises and meditations, you connect with ourselves and our bodies, and it's all more integrated and just connects us back up to who we are. And it's really cool. Such a simple process, yet so powerful.
Can you tell me just a little bit about how when you remember like the first moment? I mean, would you call this channeling?
I don't like to say that too strongly because people have opinions about that. But
So,
the the
something is
way
coming.
The way I feel it, I don't feel it coming through me. I actually just feel it flowing. Like is it me or is it not me? I don't know, but it doesn't feel external. Like I just write it and I don't think 1 ounce ahead of time. When we have our sessions, I don't plan what am I going to write tonight. I don't even know until I start writing. And it's almost a practice of just observing, like meditating, observing it flow. If you want to say the energy river flows, that's kind of what I'm doing, right? It just comes out, and there's a little bit of trust to that, to, like, just trust that it will, and I don't need to think, I don't need to be, I don't need to practice for tonight, I don't need to practice for the thing. It's easy to say, but I think there's an element of it's a self-perpetuating positive cycle of you feel a little bit, and then that's encouraging. And it talks about during our episodes of everybody experiences pain. So what do we do with that pain? How do we almost process it, and how do we let it go? And when do we let it go? And what's the benefit of going through the pain? And it's not very obvious, but where is a benefit? And then even exploring that. And after a while, like, if I can face pain and be okay, and I can face celebrations and be okay, then I'm more open because I can handle good or bad a little bit better, or at least I have a feeling for it. So then, well, it doesn't matter what happens as much because I can handle this or that. And it's kind of all flowing. So I don't know. I know I'm just using a bunch of words, but I encourage people to listen to it and kind of just put your mind in neutral. I love it when you say during our sessions, just imagine if it was true. Just imagine you might believe whatever. I could have a strong belief on this or that, but just for today, just for this moment, just imagine it was true or it's valid. You trusted where it came from. You trusted what it felt and you trusted the intention, and just allow yourself to go on a little vacation and go to a different culture than you're used to. And you go to a Caribbean island, you don't want it to be the same as what you're used to. You're saying, I'm okay being in some different place for this vacation. Like all we're going to do is eat mangoes for 3 days, and that's okay.
Totally.
So just let it wash over. That's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, I mean, what's kind of fascinating to me is we have some atheists in class, and when you read your work, you read what came out, they're into it. They love
Yeah,
it. They get a lot out of it. So whether it's your imagination and the placebo effect, or it's an energetic experience, which how could it not be? Because everything is energy, everything is electricity.
right.
Our heart fields are like 12 feet all around us.
Yeah.
We're all impacting each other at many levels.
Yeah. Yeah, during class, the debate's kind of interesting because I think they're a little microcosm of everybody else, but some people feel it's our soul, some people feel it's like represents everybody or just them or a god or a spiritual aspect or just represents life, whatever life means, and you can kind of fill in the blanks. It's kind of fun letting people just observe. And I think that's powerful too, is people are going to read into this kind of what's best for them at that moment. If I have such and such a problem with like a person, well, then maybe I'm going to interpret this and what's going to help me heal with that person, or how do I approach it? So I think leaving it general almost lets people apply it in a cool, helpful way. And what helps me today might be different than what helps even me next week, and let alone you versus me or some other friends. It's like, so I think it's nice. It's like walking through an art museum. We can look at the same painting and see kind of different meanings, or different, even we can almost tell each other a whole different story about that same picture we're looking at. and they might both be true based on the day it is and the context of it. Or and if it's not the same, I don't even that doesn't matter. Just let it be different for different people.
and get so much out of it.
Yeah. We look at a Monet painting and we see different things. That's probably wonderful, right? So I don't have any heck, I didn't even try doing this when I was in your class. I just wondered what I was going to write and I kind of was looking to do something different and then these kind of came out. So,
And we've talked, when we talked about doing this, we talked about the concept of surfing and
yeah,
how related it is. And I know you've done a little bit of surfing as well as some other water sports that are like life itself and a metaphor for life in terms of the experience of surfing, which I've done up to 10 times in my life, and so I'm not an
right?
actual surfer, but having that feeling of like total surrender and total presence, like you have to surrender and you have to do it in an active way.
Yeah.
You have to be really alert and really awake and really relaxed all at the same time, and that's the feeling that I get when I am on the board and I'm doing all of those things and also not doing, and I catch a wave and I'm like, "Oh my God, it's like you're flying." You're like, "Wow,
Wow.
this is happening." And then you think about it and you get in your head and then and then you fall off your board or um take a face plant or something, and it's a kind of magical metaphor, and I think it's so relatable for all of life. How do we stay in that kind of active surrender? And also trying to, like, not even trying, let's say sharing our work and building a podcast.
Yeah.
You, I think, have a similar thing with what you've created, that you're doing it in that way where you are surfing the wave of sharing your gift. Can you talk about that a bit?
Sure. Tonight's message I shared was less about that, but other ones have been very strongly the energy river has these rolling waves of energy waves that are like surfing waves. And some of the people in our class, surfing is very intuitive. Like you can't surf the prior wave, you can't surf the next wave. So it like the only wave that's there is this wave, and I'm not going to control it. I can deal with it. I can be in the moment with it, but I can't change the wave, even if I want to change the wave. The wave is bigger than me, more powerful. So yeah, and then just this energy river surfing, it like naturally communicates. You almost have to be now, because if I'm thinking of anything about anything while I'm surfing, I fall. It's not bad to fall, but just as it's a reminder saying, hey, you're not in the moment. You just fell. So I was like, yeah, I gotta just be here. It doesn't matter if I'm feeling good or bad or looking forward to something or re re-looking at something in the past. Is like, and it's so intuitive. Surfing is like, yeah, I get it with surfing. Like with life, it seems like it all blurs together, but with surfing, the last wave is not going to merge with this wave. The future wave hasn't happened. It doesn't matter what you think you're going to do. You will just have this wave. And that's been a theme almost of getting to that state of now and releasing from the past and releasing the future. And the whole process of discovery of that has been kind of woven through all these episodes. So it's kind of a major theme, but it's very simple. I mean, it's not like and no one's really learning how to surf like in real life. It's just a metaphor for this emotional, spiritual, mental freeing to be now. So I surf. And then I'm able to move and maneuver in the present, which is kind of what we want to be. We want to be able to be balanced and centered so we can cut and move either direction. That's the key to surfing, right? I'm balanced and I feel so grounded. I can shift my board left or right at the moment's notice, depending on what's going on. And that's kind of what a good day feels like, right? A good day is like I'm centered, I'm balanced, I feel in tune. And if something happens, I say, how do we deal with this? And it goes through that. How do you deal with problems and pain and others' judgments and all this cool stuff. And it's just this fun discovery of cool things. Anyway,
See, so I'm curious how, I think for me, it could be edgy to have a few 100,000 people listening to something that I'm doing on a regular basis. And it seems to me like you're using this, like you're building this podcast in the way that we surf. Like you're trusting, you're relaxed, you're showing up, you're present. Like you're building it in line, aligned with the philosophy of how you of what you're actually talking about on the channel.
Yeah, maybe we haven't mentioned that, but my background is not spiritual. I'm not trying to do something. I have a normal corporate job my whole life in manufacturing companies. So I was intending to write, and I've done some little bit of writing, but I don't really have this big career planned or always wanted to do this. It just kind of happened, and I'm almost reluctantly going along with it. It's not like some natural thing, but it's fun today, and hopefully be fun tomorrow. So yeah, so this whole thing just kind of unfolds, and it is a trusting. I think it's a trusting, and that gets talked about a lot, the trusting of the connection, the trusting of yourself, and this timeless inner being inside yourself, and what that's made of, and all that kind of good stuff we gets discussed a lot. But I find the more you trust, the more trusting becomes plausible in other situations. And what does trust really mean? Well, it just keeps, I think the idea is to just simplify it and then just let it happen and talk about what knocks us out of being in trust, I guess.
Yeah, I love it. It's like, yeah, it really, to me, is emblematic of what you're up to. You're just in the flow. Like you're not
Yeah.
attached. You're not trying to make something happen. This thing showed up. You followed it. You're
Yeah.
showing up. You're present with it. You're letting it come through you. And what better way to create? Like to me, there's no better way to create.
Yeah.
You're enjoying it. You're doing it because you enjoy it.
Yeah, and it's kind of fun because it's not like there's this big plan. So I enjoy writing it as much, say, as you do, because you and I are in the same boat. We don't know what's going to be written tonight, and then it gets written in our workshop, and then we read it to each other. I feel like I'm in the same boat you are, even though I'm the one writing it. I had no idea what it was, and when you say 5 minutes left, and before we stop for that session, it's like this will be kind of cool. How is this going to end? And then it seems to always wrap up at kind of the right time. Sometimes, I need to go 10 more seconds, but it all comes together. So hopefully people will feel, I don't know, helped by it or connected with it, or I don't even know I don't really know the purpose yet, but it seems like it's been good to create it, and it seems like it's good to start sharing it more.
I mean, it seems to
So,
me like the purpose is being served. It's already happening. It's happening right now. People are receiving this transmission and getting healings and getting nourishment from it and wisdom. It's like supporting the essence of who they really are is my experience. I want to know, we've talked about this a little bit. I
yeah.
know you have already been on a path of spiritual growth for a long time, personal and spiritual growth. And I'm curious if you could share some things you've noticed since you started, since you said, kind of you're receiving it as we're receiving it.
Yeah.
And you have been in this practice now for a year and a half or so since you've started letting this writing come through you, hearing it yourself, sharing it. What impact has it had on your life? What are you noticing, if anything, that's different in you as you're letting the energy river flow through you? What are other people noticing?
Yeah, other people have given me positive feedback on being positive, and how do you deal with things when they happen, and how do you like flow with it, so to speak? How do a river flows no matter what happens, and how does a river do that? Well, I don't know, how do I what do you, so some people have said what's going on with that, or they notice positive energy and ask me what I'm doing, thinking, or what I'm doing differently.
Because they notice you're flowing a lot more smoothly?
Yeah. So they've noticed I've been more flowing, and some people say I look a little different. That I'm not quite sure if that's real. I mean, that seems a little
I'm sure that it is.
fanciful.
I
Um,
don't think so at all.
there's been nothing like huge, but Well, there has been some tangible things, but I've been noticing more synchronicities, like things happening, and it's like sometimes I get a feeling something can happen, and it does, or I'll get a feeling to go somewhere, and that turns out to be kind of neat. So there's like little trusting things of that. If I go on a date with my girlfriend, I'll just kind of feel something, and then they always seem to work out really good, and that might just be because we get along or well or something, but it seems like the intuition of the energy river is something that can be trusted and flows in all sorts of different ways of hopefully helping other people in tangible ways or intangible, indirect ways or direct ways, or just living, living more, less stress, or how do you look at things and how do you, I hate to start getting too philosophical, but you can,
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
wouldn't want to get philosophical on a show called The Spiritual
no.
Bypass Hour.
Well, one of the episodes was about surfing. Is like when you fall from surfing, a surfer cannot get obsessed with their fall. They have to be, unless they want to just start over the next day. But to surf another wave or a NFL quarterback, you kind of have to just free your mind and say that is gone now, and I'm right now, and I need to surf or do whatever I do. But now I think one of the helpful things is just the words in there. And some people listen to the words. Like one of the people in our workshop, she goes, I don't even know what you say half the time, but I just love the way it feels. And to her, it's the words are energy and the words are almost irrelevant. Although hopefully, maybe it's both, but some people like the words, some people like the energy. And there's probably synergy of that, I guess. Yeah.
Is there anything that you would like to leave us with? Any feel good exercise or words of wisdom that you feel like this is what sustains me and brings me peace in these challenging times?
Well, that is actually written about a lot is the idea, if I broaden my view of who I am, and I've experienced lots of things before, it probably includes most of what I'm judging others for today. And when you can get to that point, then there's a lot less judgment because I'm judging myself or a form of myself or prior self. And maybe I don't remember that version of myself. So it makes it easier for me to get all wrapped up in things. But if I can remember there was multiple episodes from different experiences long ago, it almost demands a transformation of perspective because, and it doesn't matter what your belief system is this a positive way or a negative way to look at life and is compatible with everything. There's no competition of ideas here. It's just like if I could accept everybody or if I could think of what's my lesson that I'm trying to learn here, then everything, even when it's really bad that happens, gosh, it must be a really worthy lesson. How can I look at this to get this worthy lesson? Because this one's a painful one. This one hurts in this way. This one hurts in that way. This is a loss. This is something that other people are looking at me bad, or I lost all these things that happen to us, all the things of life basically can be looked at with the glass half empty and half full. And how do we get ourselves into this idea? If I could learn from this, or what's my intended lesson to be more connected? And I find when I get in myself in that mindset, forget about whether it's learned or done. I feel like I'm this so-called quote unquote connected, grounded being. And that feels so good, even when I'm learning what's my lesson in this horrible thing that's happening.
What could I learn from this horrible thing? Puts you in a different mindset.
Yes.
And that's huge. That's huge because it's like you don't have to even succeed at being someone who learns from your mistakes or who learns
Yeah.
from the world. Like just being in that state of curiosity and openness
Yes.
is a huge shift.
It almost changes everything because I don't need to know the answer there is no success or failure. Or if I get an answer, I latch onto it so I can feel like I solved it. Well, the first answer may not be the right answer, but I want to get an answer. But when we shift to just what's the process? If this thing is so painful, boy, it must be a worthy lesson. What are some possible worthy lessons out of this? Well, then gosh, for that to happen, I'd have to look at myself differently. I'd have to look at other people differently. I'd have to look at why I came here differently. And if I can do that, yeah, it's the process of just being curious while you're in pain. That in itself can be freeing because I'm curious. I'm not a victim anymore. It's like I just lost my mother, I don't know, whatever it is. I just lost my mother. I'm in pain. What can I empower? What can I look for? What seeds of wisdom or lessons or anything can I get out of that that would even come close to making it worth it? Because if you start to say, I came here to learn my tough lessons, then anything tough, I really came here to learn something, that changes everything. There's nothing bad
And
that's happening because the more the pain, the more the lesson, and the more important the lesson must be. So what is in there? And I don't need to know the answer today. It might be a journey. It's all a journey.
what I'm getting from what you're saying there too is like you could not even believe that we're here for lessons. You could not even believe that we're here for anything or have any sense that there's anything behind the scenes or any plan or any matrix of spiritual understanding that every lesson that we have of pain actually has us grow in the perfect way. You don't even have to
Right.
believe any of that. You could
No.
just wonder what the lesson is
Right.
and get all the benefit.
I love that. And yeah, you just verbalized, yeah, it's trusting that the lesson will come to me over time. I don't need to know instantly.
Just the
Maybe I'll never
mindset that
know.
you're in. The
Maybe I'll,
mindset you're in is what makes could make as much of a difference as
yeah.
whatever you believe about
Yeah.
what's happening.
You might let it go and never learn. And maybe that's your lesson, is just letting go and letting it say goodbye to it. I mean, getting back to surfing, the surfer cannot be all immersed in
Mhm,
everything. Now, maybe
mhm.
there was actually an
What
episode.
does it all mean, man?
If you always fall when you turn to your left, and you always fall in a certain example, then okay, take a look and learn about turning left a little bit differently. Whatever you're doing is not quite right. But if you just fall here and there, let it go and just be in the moment the next time. And who said falling was bad? Who said falling is something to avoid? When did that rule get written? And then we beat ourselves up over it, and now we're not in the present because we made a problem mistake in the past. So now we're beating ourselves up over some rule that God knows we don't know who created that rule. Nope, I don't remember making that rule. I don't even remember somebody telling me that. And if they did, are they happy? If they told me that rule, are they happy?
Maybe falling is good. Maybe falling is better than not falling.
Yeah, most people don't learn from their successes. They can, but not to say you look for failures to learn more, but who's to say what's good and bad?
I love it. I
Yeah.
I feel inspired. I feel like I learned things that I didn't know before. I feel like my heart is more open. Like I feel excited about this podcast.
Yeah. I feel excited about it too. We have like
John,
goosebumps.
where can we see you? I'm going to obviously put a link in here, but where can we see this work? Where can we listen to?
So the name of the YouTube channel and podcast is Coffeshop Angel Conversations. They're very short, by the way. They're only 3 to 6 to 9, 10 minutes. Just
The little shot?
little quick things.
John, when I was smiling so much because I had this vision of, as you were reading about the energy river, I was having a vision of hearing not just music on top of it, but like a full techno, like
Mm,
remix that we could dance to
yeah,
of these words. And I was just imagining like it dancing to it and the remix and the beats. And
yeah.
it was really delightful. So maybe that'll come. You could just like put
Oh,
your regular stuff out and then just do some remixes.
oh, I see.
Bonus.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. Well,
Thank you so much.
yeah, it's been a wonderful opportunity. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for sharing. And you're motivating me to get going. So whatever help you need, let me know. And I encourage everybody to do this workshop. That again is where so many things have flowed out of that. So that's cool. Monday nights, Monday evenings, or afternoons, depends on your time zone.
Or in the middle of the night if you're in Europe.
Yeah, it'd be fun to get somebody from other
It'll be
parts of the
fun.
world.
People waking up in the middle of the night. It's dark
Yeah,
out. They got their sleep cap on and they're
right.
running.
Set the alarm and write.
Yeah. Thanks, John.
Thank you. Thanks, Alicia. Appreciate it.